In late March 2025, my longtime dive buddy Paul and I made a long trip to Bali for some scuba diving. We arrived on the eve of Bali's New Year celebration. On the drive to our hotel, the streets are already being closed in preparation for the Ogo parades to be held in most villages that evening. We quickly checked into our hotel and met up with our friend Yao, whom my family hosted when she was an exchange student from Beijing almost 20 years ago. We then grabbed our cameras and headed out to the streets to watch the parades. Following the long travel and exciting evening, I felt about how this guy looked. Around midnight, we headed back to the hotel for some rest. When we woke up the next morning, it was Niepe, also known as the Day of Silence. This is the first day of the Balinese New Year and is a day reserved for self-reflection. On this day, one cannot leave their home or hotel, can't work, and can't travel. Even the international airport is closed. We started the day with a breakfast on our balcony, followed by a little yoga that felt really good after our long flights. I spent the rest of the day assembling my underwater camera and relaxing. The next morning, we got up well rested and ready to do some sightseeing, after yoga and breakfast, of course. After a few days of doing touristy stuff, Yao had to head back to Singapore for work, so we said our goodbyes and then met up with our driver and friend Gusti for the scenic 2.5-hour drive to Amed, our dive destination on Bali's northeast coast. We stayed at the Bali Dive Resort in Amed. We did all of our dives from shore via this little truck in the Amed and Tulamben areas. While traveling to different dive spots, we enjoyed many unique sights. We came here to dive, so let's get to it. our final dive, we lingered on the beach, taking in the sights, including a Balinese Hindu ceremony. We could not hang out too long because we had late afternoon appointments at the spa, one of many on the trip. The next morning, we hopped back in Gusu's car to make a few stops en route to the airport. In Bali, there is always time for more temples and more shopping. We had one last lunch overlooking the Pacific Ocean and then on to the airport for the long trip home. How do you feel about your last meal in Bali, Paul?
Sad and happy to eat it.